I spoke very strongly to Mr. Reynolds, and he promised me that he would stick strictly to the government contract work for the women in future.
Well, you were prepared to take his word for that?
Yes. He explained that he had acted hastily and unwisely because his company was under great financial pressure. He readily admitted his fault and assured me that there would be no repetition of it.
And you didn't doubt him?
No, as far as I know, there was no attempt to infringe on the agreement.
Oh, Erica, look, I'm sorry to have to ask this. Well, if I don't, somebody else will. Is it true that you've been seeing Reynolds out of working hours?
Yes, it is. Mr. Reynolds has a very strong interest in prisoner rehabilitation. He wished to discuss it with me and invited me out to dinner. I saw no reason to refuse.
Oh, I wish I could nip this thing in the bud, I really do. But, of course, as you know, my hands are tied. There will be an inquiry, you do know that.
Yes, I understand.
I wouldn't worry, though. By the time we get through all the red tape, things may have cooled down a bit.
There you are. Big enough for you, Miss Forster?
Oh, yes, it'll do quite nicely after I've fixed it up a bit.
Right, well, I'll leave you to it then.
Oh, yes, there's one thing, dear.
You can call me Jim if you prefer.
Righto, Jim.
Well, you're going to ask me something?
Oh, yes. I was wondering whether one or two of the prisoners might be able to fetch me a few things from the car. I've got quite a bit.
Yes, well, I suppose that could be arranged.
Oh, we'll probably need your help too, dear. Some of my cartons are a decent size. I hope it's not too heavy for you, dear.
Not at all.
Oh, well, perhaps you'd care to lend a hand too, dear.
Well, I've got better things to do.
Yes, I suppose you must get busy.
Good morning, Miss Forster.
Oh, Mr. Douglas, how nice to see you again.
I see you're just settling in.
Oh, well, it'll take a while to get the place just the way I like it.
Well, all the very best in your new job.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Douglas. Well, I must press on. Can't hold up proceedings, eh?
I'll see you again.
Oh, Mr. Douglas, I've typed up a complete report detailing everything I know about the factory project and what went on there.
Post it. There's no advantage in giving it to me.
I merely thought it might expedite matters.
There's no great need for urgency, Miss Bennett. Departmental machine will be put into action, but it could be months before there's any outcome.
Reynolds Clothing Factory. Hello? Reynolds Clothing.
The warrant. Thank you. Stand on that line. Is your name Kay Francis White?
Yes.
Kay Francis White, you are charged with embezzlement and theft and are to be held on remand until your case comes before the court. Now go behind that screen and get undressed. Mrs. Davidson, Kay White is here. Very well. I'll bring her in as soon as she's been processed. Hurry up, White. You've got an appointment with the governor.
Feeling is high amongst the women because their work release has been cancelled. It is possible they may hold you responsible and take reprisals.
But I had nothing to do with that.
I imagine the women may be hard to convince. For that reason, you will be placed in the isolation block for your own protection.
I shouldn't even be in here. I'm sick. I need treatment.
In what way are you ill?
I'm mentally ill. I only took that money because I'm a compulsive gambler.
I don't know the compulsive
I
gambling.
need psychiatric treatment, not to be locked away. What happened wasn't my fault.
The court will have a fair chance of judging that when your case comes to trial. In the meantime, you will be placed in here in custody.
I shouldn't be. That's not fair.
I see from your file that bail was set, but was not forthcoming.
Oh, how could I pay bail? I'm broke. I gave all the money I had back to Reynolds. Fat lot of good that did me. That bastard wouldn't help me.
Have you no family or friends who could pay the bail? You are entitled to make a phone call or send a telegram, you know.
There isn't anyone. Not with that sort of money.
Well, all I can do, White, is to make sure that the other women do not vent their disappointment on you whilst you are in here. Take White to isolation, please, Miss Bennett.
From what?
Oh, and Miss Bennett, would you return Bryant to her usual cell and activities?
Do you think that's wise, Mrs. Davidson?
Yes, Miss Bennett, I do.
Kay, what are you doing here?
There'll be no talking, Bryant. Just collect your belongings from the cell.
Oh, well, if I'm getting out, I'm not going to argue, am I?
All right, White.
You know something, Kay? You're going to love it in here. Got lots of exciting things to do all day long, like counting the fly specks on the wall.
I said no talking. I hope you enjoy your own company.
How's it going, Miss Foster?
Oh, fine, fine. I'll soon have a place for everything. That's something of a motto of mine, actually. A place for everything and everything in its place. Nothing like being methodical, is there, dear?
No, I suppose not.
Oh, and thank you very much for your help, dear. Despite what Women's Lib has to say, a woman can be quite helpless without a man to help her at times.
Well, perhaps I can show you around the place then and fill you in on a few of the details.
Oh, that'd be lovely, but could we possibly leave it until I'm a little more organised?
Yeah, sure. You just let me know when you're ready, all right?
I'll do that, dear.
Ladies, da-da-la, the greatest living escape artist.
Well, how are you,
Hi, Effie. How are you doing?
Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm okay, I'm fine. Actually, when I was first brought back, I was a bit bitter and twisted, you know. But I thought to myself, what the hell? I'm going to be here for a while. I might as well make the most of it.
That's the way. Don't let them get on top of you.
Oh, it's nice to see you, Jude, though we hope we wouldn't.
Yeah, well, I guess I probably didn't have much chance of getting away with it, eh?
No, you never do. And that's the voice of experience.
Hey, girls, guess who I saw being put into the isolation block just now?
Kay White.
I wanted to tell you that. What's she in for?
She's been fiddling the books at the clothing factory.
That doesn't surprise me.
You say she's been put into the isolation block?
That's right.
Must be to keep her away from us, which means she is responsible for us losing the work at the factory.
Yeah, they're frightened. We'll get at her.
And so we will.
Well, that's not going to be easy, you know, in isolation.
Yeah, what can we do to her in there?
I'm thinking. There's the meal delivery.
Yeah, and Lizzie's on kitchen duty this week. She's an old hand at slipping things into food.
Yeah, and Margot's there too. And Kay owes Margot money. So Margot's going to be dead keen to get the bitch.
Yeah, well, that's not going to get you back to the factory.
No, but it's going to make me feel much better.
Yeah, more final notices.
Oh. You know, since that newspaper hinted we might be in financial trouble, every creditor I've got is turning into a panic. I mean, look at these. Demands for payment, final demands, even a summons. They certainly know how to put the screws on.
Yeah, well, now do you want the real bad news?
No, what's that?
There's a bloke out there to see you from the taxation department.
Oh. One more nail in the coffin.
Not too much mashed potato, Margot. That's to go round, you know.
G'day, Mrs. O'Regan. Are you ready for me?
Yes, Lizzie. The ones on the end of the bench are for isolation, solitary and maternity. Give her a hand with it, will you, Margot?
Cheer about Kay White.
I read it in the paper. I hope that bitch ends up in here.
She already is. She's in isolation.
Oh, yeah? Well, you'll be delivering her meals, won't you? And give her a message from me. Tell her she's on the inside now and no better than the rest of us, so she'd better pay up the money she owes or else.
Can't do much to her in isolation.
Can't I just?